Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing my empties video. I have no idea what number this is anymore, but these are the empties I've accumulated over the last month. I have a lot of makeup products. I've been doing some stuff in finishing up a lot of samples, so I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys this month. So I'm basically going to go through what I finished and my thoughts on them. I'm going to start with makeup. I actually have a fair amount of makeup products this month, which doesn't always happen. So the first thing that I have is the NYX, oh, that was gross. The NYX Angel Veil Primer. This was an okay primer. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I didn't find that this worked as well as that one. It was okay. It didn't do a lot for oil control or mattifying. It didn't do much for really smoothing out my skin that much. It kind of smoothed out pores, but not enough that I really noticed a huge difference. And this is actually way more expensive than a lot of the stuff at NYX drugstore level prices. This was I think like $16 or $17. This was kind of expensive. So this I probably would not purchase again. There's other ones that I like way better. So this was not a win, but I used it up and it was okay. Another primer that I have similar feelings on are the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primers. I had 4 samples here that I was using up in my project pan. I used all of them up this month. They're okay. I don't find that I absolutely love them. I've been mixing in my Benefit Girl Meets Pearl highlighter with it to try to use up this highlighter. They kind of smooth pores. I don't find that my makeup stays on that much longer when I use it. It doesn't mattify or anything like that, which I need for my oilier skin. It's just okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just fine. The other primer that I'm working on to finish up in my project pan was my DHC Velvet Skin Coat. This is a primer. It doesn't do a whole lot. I find that this is really thick and so it's a little bit harder to blend in. I also mix that with the Benefit Girl Meets Pearl for a glow. It doesn't really do anything for pores, so I find that I have to find another primer that helps fill in pores a little bit more. It doesn't help my makeup stay on any longer. It doesn't mattify really. It's just an extra step that doesn't really do a whole lot for me. The last face primer that I have this month is the Benefit Professional sample. I've had full sizes of this before. It's okay. It does fill in pores a little bit, but I don't know that I love it enough that I want to buy it in the full size again. It's just okay. And then especially these samples, they dry out super fast and so then it just like flakes off, but it's fine. I also finished off an eyeshadow primer. This is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer. This came in a Smashbox sample set and it was a lot of air bubble. It wasn't a lot of actual product in there. It's a fine eye primer. It's lasted me a long time, but I don't absolutely love it. I find that a lot of times this will cake up with my Milk eyeshadow pencil, but it's an okay primer. I mean, my eyeshadows stay on, but I find that with any primer, even like the e.l.f. $3 primer, my makeup would stay on pretty well. So I don't absolutely love it. Probably wouldn't purchase a full size of it. I think the e.l.f. one works just as well for the price. The one lip product that I used up this month was the Dr. Lip Miracle Balm for dry skin, luscious lips, and glossy bits. This I got in a Birchbox and there didn't feel like there was very much in it, so I emailed their customer service and they sent me another one, so I've used up one of these before. I really actually like this. It did a nice job at moisturizing. It made my lips feel really nice. And then when I wore it to bed at night, I could still feel that my lips were really moisturized in the morning, which was awesome. I would look into purchasing a full size of this. It lasted actually a really long time for the small size of a sample it was. I really liked it. I finished up a project pan last month, so if you're interested in seeing that, I will leave that linked here. But in that project pan, I had finished off 2 items. So the first off was the L'Oreal Paris Magic Smooth Soufflé Blush, and this was a really nice natural color. It was one of the moussey ones and it was like in this little glass jar, which was kind of a pain sometimes to try to get a brush that could fit in there. And I found that this got really messy. It would end up like in little chunks in my hair and on my clothes when I used it in the morning. So I liked the color. The consistency was nice when it went on, but it made a huge mess, so I probably would not buy any more of these. This was in the color Cherubic, in case you were wondering. I found that any moussey ones like this just tend to make a huge mess, which I'm not a huge fan of, so no more of these, I don't think. In that project pan, I also finished up this eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Empire, which is a really pretty purple. I really liked this. I find that these eyeliners do not stay on super well if I do not set them with an eyeshadow underneath my lash line, so like I'm wearing another color one today. But I really did like this color. It was a really pretty color. I feel like it helped set off my brown eyes really nicely. But I'm sure I can find other purple eyeliners that work just as well for a lower price point. But this one was really nice. I did like it while I used it. The last thing that was in that project pan that I used up after the project pan was over, this YBF Brighten, Hide, and Sculpt Concealer. And so this one is completely busted up now. Like the packaging has been broken for so long. But there was a cream bronzer, a more skin tone concealer, and then like a brightening concealer. So this I used up first. I used it all over my face, which I actually really liked it as a cream contour. I don't tend to use that step most of the time, but I used this with a Real Techniques brush and I actually really liked that. The concealer was okay. It wasn't as high coverage as some of my other concealers that I prefer. And the same thing with the brightening one. I use this one under my eyes. A lot of times I would mix these two, but I didn't love it. I feel like I had better concealers that are much more high coverage, but I was glad that I used it up and tried it out. The packaging, yeah, totally just broke by the time I was done with it. It did not take a lot of wear, but I'm glad that I got a chance to use it up. I really did actually like the cream contour. That was my favorite part about this probably, but it was an okay concealer set. I used up a sample of the Hourglass Illusion Tinted Moisturizer in Shell. These I don't love. I haven't found any of these Hourglass products that I really like yet. All of them are just okay to me. I don't think I would ever try to buy a full size of any of these, especially this one. The Tinted Moisturizer was too moisturizing for my face. I get too oily with it and it didn't work well for me. In my Finish 7 by Spring that I just finished up, I finished up the Super CC Plus Physicians Formula. This is a powder that was in light to medium. All that's left here is like a film at the bottom because I repressed it. I really liked this powder. I was surprised by how much I liked it. I bought it on a whim. I think I bought it because there was a sale or something. And I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did, but I really ended up loving this powder. It set my face really nicely. I didn't get too oily when I used it. I didn't look too cakey, and it gave just nice coverage. I would probably buy this again if it were on sale. I saw it in Target recently going clearance, and my husband told me it was there, and then I didn't pick any up because he was like, oh, it'll probably go further clearance, and the next time I was there it was gone. So I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what's happening with it, but I really liked it. I checked at Ulta and it looked like it was on sale on clearance, but then when I went to go to the register with it, they said it wasn't, and so I wasn't going to buy it. But I would probably purchase this again. I actually really liked it. And then with this packaging, they always come with like a little brush. The brush was not helpful at all, but the powder was really nice. The last makeup product that I have is the Sephora Colorful Blush in Sweet On You, which is number 5. This was like a pretty pinky, corally type blush. I liked it. I don't know that I would rush out to purchase another one. I have too many blushes as it is, but it was a pretty blush and it was very pigmented. It did stay pretty well. I would like to check out some of their other colors maybe. This color wasn't my absolute favorite thing ever, but it was a pretty good blush. I don't need any more blushes. I should stop trying to talk myself into more blushes, but it was good. Oh, no, that wasn't the last makeup product. The last makeup product that I have is my Benefit Fake Up Concealer. This is the one where they have like the moisturizing area on the outside that's like clear, and then the color of the concealer on the inside. This I absolutely loved. I got it for a sample and a giveaway, I think, and then that convinced me to buy the full size of it. I love this. It does a great job under the eye, and that was the only place that I really used it. It was super moisturizing. My under eyes didn't look cakey when I used this. I loved it. I'm probably going to purchase another full size of this again sometime in the near future. Next up, I have hair care products. So the first thing that I have is a hair dye. This is the Schwarzkopf Color Ultimate Deep Brunettes Permanent Hair Color. This one is in 3.8 Velvet Brown. This I really like. I've been buying the John Frieda foam hair color for about a year, and I tried this a couple of times. I tried this once before and then this one. I feel like this stays a lot longer than the John Frieda one. The John Frieda one fades out in 3 to 4 weeks, and this one stays a little bit longer. The color is really nice. I'm a big fan of this one. It's about the same price as the John Frieda ones. You can only get it at Walmart as far as I know though, but I really like this. I'm a big fan of it. I would probably purchase this again. I have a John Frieda backup sitting in my backup drawer. I just have, it's a darker color and I haven't wanted to dye that, but I'll probably do that over spring break. But I really did like this one. I have a Dove shampoo and conditioner. So these are their Intensive Repair shampoo and conditioner. I really like the Dove shampoos and conditioners. I feel like my hair always feels really nice after I use them. They're really moisturizing, they're softening, they're cheap. I like them a lot. I will purchase more of these, I'm sure, in the future. I just don't need any right now, but I really do like these. Then I have a Carol's Daughter Rosemary Mint Purifying Shampoo. So this is for clarifying your hair if you have buildup. I'm kind of missing this in my hair care routine right now. I don't have a clarifying shampoo right now, and my hair needs it every once in a while, every week or so. It does tend to strip your hair a little bit more, but I really did like this. If you guys have any good suggestions on clarifying shampoos, let me know that in the comments below. I'm always looking for a good one. I've tried the Neutrogena one before and that was okay. I've used a couple of these. I don't know. I haven't found one that I love that I would, like, I have to go repurchase. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Then I have a little sample of the Soap & Glory Glad Hair Day Ultra Shine Daily Shampoo. This I got in a set. This was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just okay. I didn't notice anything amazing about it. It worked fine, I guess. And then I have a Living Proof Prime Style Extender sample. This was just okay. I didn't notice anything amazing about it. I didn't notice that it kept my hair curled when I curled it or straighter when I straightened it. I don't know. It smelled really good, but I didn't notice any results from it, so I wouldn't have to rush out and buy this because didn't think it did that much. All right, next up is facial skincare. So the first thing that I have is this Dickinson's Original Witch Hazel Pore Perfecting Toner. This I got at CVS for super cheap. I think it was like $5, and then they had a rebate on it, so they sent me a check for that $5. So I got this for free basically. This I picked up because I was just looking for a cheap toner. But I found that I really liked it. When I first started using it, I didn't like the scent of it that much, but as I got used to it, it was fine. I think it did a great job at clearing up my skin. I think my skin has looked pretty nice recently, so I think this has helped make sure that it is cleared out. It's supposed to help balance your skin without over drying. I don't know, I ended up really liking this. I bought a Body Shop Tea Tree Toner right now because it was on sale, so that's what I'm using next. But I would definitely go back to this because it's cheap and it worked really well, and it's a huge bottle, so it lasted a really long time. This lasted me a couple of months, so I definitely liked this more than I thought I would. I just picked it up on a whim, but it was actually really good. I have a couple of sample moisturizers here. So this first one is the Origins Ginseng Energy Boosting Moisturizer. This was fine. I've had it sitting in my drawer for a long time, and I just never really used it. It is energizing. I mean, it has a great like citrusy smell, but I don't notice that it did anything amazing, and I know Origins is more expensive, so that wouldn't really convince me to buy the full size. It was just okay. I wasn't super wowed by it. Same thing with this one. This is the Malin & Goetz Vitamin E Face Moisturizer, and this one's supposed to like do a really good job of balancing your skin. It hydrates, but if you're oily, it's not supposed to overhydrate. I'm not in love with this. I used up the sample, but I haven't been impressed by anything Malin & Goetz that I've tried so far. It was just fine. It didn't make me want to buy the full size. Then I have this Ole Henriksen Sheer Transformation Moisturizer. Again, this is one that I've gotten in the sets a couple of times. It comes in the 3 Little Wonder set a lot. I'm not super wowed by it. It doesn't make me want to buy the full size of it by any means. I always just use it up because it's there, but I really don't notice a huge difference with it. It's just fine. And then this one is the only moisturizer. Oh, my bangs are driving me crazy. I just got my hair cut. Blech. Okay. The only moisturizer that I really loved this month was the Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream. This I got in a Target beauty box, and I've heard other people rave about Laneige constantly. This was amazing. I loved this. My skin is oily, and this is for normal to dry skin, but I would put it on at night and my skin just felt amazing in the morning. It felt super soft. I didn't find that my skin was like overly greasy the next day or anything like that. It just felt really nice. So I definitely am going to go purchase the full size of this at some point. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I loved it, and it lasted a super long time. Like this little jar was 0.6 fluid ounces, and it lasted me probably about 2 months. This was great. I loved it. A favorite that you guys see all the time are these Biore pore strips. I get the combo one, so I use them on my chin and then I use them on my nose. They work awesome for me. I get really bad blackheads right around the edges of my nose, so these really help clear those out so that my makeup applies nicer and my nose looks nicer. So I have a couple of backups of these. I think I have 2 more sitting in my drawer from a sale from Target. So I love these. I continue to rebuy them. Something that I've had a couple of samples of, I've never been super impressed, is the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. This is fine. It's a decent cleansing oil. I just don't love it, and I know it's a little bit more spendy. I figure coconut oil can do the same thing and work just as well, although I did buy the Clinique Take Off the Day cleansing balm, and I like that a lot. But yeah, I've never been so impressed by this that it's made me want to buy it. And then the last facial skincare product that I have is this Ole Henriksen Invigorating Night Treatment. This is a serum that comes in the 3 Little Wonder set as well. It does make your skin tingle. It is invigorating. I talked about in my Throwback Thursday favorites video for my favorites of 2015 from January, I think. And then also my samples that convinced me to purchase it, that I used to love this and I raved about it, but now when I'm using it, I don't love it. So it might be that maybe my skin changed, or I found products that did work for me and I don't need it anymore. But I used to love this, and now that I've used it again, I don't feel that I need to pay the full price for it. I don't notice a huge difference. It's nothing amazing. It's just fine. So I'm not going to buy this anymore. All right, on to more body care type products. So I have a couple of hand creams here. The first one is the Soap & Glory Hand Food. This one is in Frutigo. The Soap & Glory Hand Food is one of my absolute favorite hand creams. I adore it, but I do not like the Frutigo smell. I like the original scent way better, the one that smells more like marshmallows. The scent kind of grosses me out. So I love the Hand Food hand creams, but not this smell. I also used up a Neutrogena hand cream that I got from Influenster, and this is the one that Kristen Game raves about all the time, and I actually kind of miss it in my routine now that it's gone. This one is almost more like a Vaseline texture. It comes out as a clear cream, and you don't need a lot of it. It says just a dab heals dry skin. You don't need a ton of it, and I found that it kept my hands really well moisturized, and I didn't have a lot of hangnails and things like that over the winter. But now that it's gone, I found that I have a lot more hangnails, which is kind of unfortunate. But I really, really did like this. I was surprised by how much I liked it. At first when I used it, I was kind of weirded out by the texture. But as I got used to it, I really loved it. So I would probably purchase another one of these next winter. A hand cream that I'm not a huge fan of was this one that I got from Birchbox. This was the Supergoop Forever Young hand cream with sea buckthorn, which has SPF in it, but it smelled super gross to me, and it was so thick it was hard to rub in almost. I don't know, and I don't feel like my hands necessarily needed SPF. I'm not out in the sun that much, so yeah, probably wouldn't purchase a full size of this, and I know the Supergoop stuff tends to be a lot more expensive. I have a little shave cream that I got in my last Walmart beauty box. This is the Pure Silk Rich and Luxurious Shave Cream in Raspberry Mist. I don't love these. I find that the shave creams tend to rinse off of my legs super quickly in the shower, so I would rather use like a cheap conditioner as a shave cream because it stays on my skin. It doesn't rinse off immediately. So these are fine, but I don't love them. I don't continue to purchase them just because they don't work that well. So what I tend to do is I will dye my hair and use up the conditioner from the hair dye as a shave cream instead, because otherwise they just gather up in my shower, and that works really well. Also, there's a Suave coconut conditioner that I really like that's super cheap that works really well as a shave gel as well. Speaking of shaving, I have two razors here. The first one is one of my favorites. I talk about these all the time, and I will leave a referral link for 20% off down below in case you want to check it out. This is the Dorco 3+3 razor blades. So these are really nice because they come in a nice little carrying case, and they also pivot with your knee. So like they bend in half a little bit so that you don't cut yourself up nearly as badly. These work just as well as any expensive drugstore brand that I can find. These I can get like 20 for $20 or something, or yeah, something like that, 24 for $24, something like that. It's crazy cheap, and I will leave that 20% off referral link down below. So if you guys are interested in checking it out, definitely use that link. It'll get you some money off, and then I get like a 5% kickback, but I think these are totally worth it. I'm still working through ones I bought like last January. They do tend to get dull a little bit quicker, but because they're so cheap, I don't think that's a big deal. It's not that much quicker than other ones, so I definitely really like these. I also changed out my Schick Hydra razor. So this one I had gotten in a Buzz Agent, and so I've been using that. It's in my shower. It's fine. I do like the razors on it. They are a little bit more expensive though, so I'd seen a sale, so I bought razor blades for it because they've been on sale. I tend to use my Dorco one most of the time, but every so often I'll use these. So I switched out my razor blade because this one was getting gross and rusty from sitting in my shower. So these are fine. I prefer the Dorco ones because they're so much cheaper, but I use these occasionally. Next up, I have a Bumble Soaps So White Lotion Bar. Bumble Soaps had sent me their Christmas box. If you guys are interested in checking that out, I will leave that video linked here. But this lotion bar was really interesting. I didn't like it to use at night, which is when I would usually use it, because I found that it made my skin too tacky and it didn't sink in very well. But if I used it in the morning, it worked really well for me to use it and then put on like pants or something, because then it would soak in while I was wearing my pants, and then my legs felt super moisturized all day. So I have mixed feelings on it. I liked it. It was easy to apply because it's in lotion bar form, so it was like the shape of a little Christmas tree, but I didn't love the way that it kept my skin tacky. So mixed feelings. But it worked really well for moisturizing overall. The stuff that I have left are pretty much just like the random weird things that go together. So the first thing are the Up and Up cotton rounds. These are fine. I buy them in 3-packs, so they're super cheap. I find that they work well to take off nail polish. They work well for toning. They're good. I have a couple of fragrances that are not done because I hated the way they smelled. The first one was the Michael Kors Rose Radiant Gold. This one I did not like the smell of. I had it in my sample sets. I tried to finally use it and it smelled super gross and kind of gave me a headache, so this one I'm just going to get rid of. The other one that I got in a Birchbox recently was the Oribe Côte d'Azur Eau de Parfum. I used this one once in the sample, I think, and I hated it and threw it away immediately, so this one I will not be keeping. A perfume that I really do like is the Taylor Swift Wonderstruck perfume. This I had in a Use It Up project. I think it was maybe finished 6 by Christmas, and I used to really love this perfume. This one was getting old and it didn't smell quite as good anymore, so I'm glad that I used it up, but I used to really like this one. I still have a little mini in my desk at school, but I don't think I'll purchase this one again anytime soon. I'm kind of working my way through new perfumes. The last fragrance item that I have is the Sensationals No Place Like Home. This one I got from Walmart. That's where they sell the Sensational ones. These I used in my kitchen. They smelled okay. Like this one was like a really good wintertime smell. It was more of a musky smell, I guess, more like kind of like a fireplace type smell. So I used it in my kitchen. It was alright. The smell of these don't last super long. They last like a couple of days, and then the next weekend I usually have to change them out. But they're super cheap. They're only like $2.50, I think. So I would buy more of these. This scent wasn't my favorite ever, but it was okay. I have two Bath & Body Works hand soaps. The first one is the Fall Lakeside Breeze, which my husband really liked, I think. And then the Crisp Morning Air. So this one is the foaming one, which my husband prefers. This one is the gel kind, which I tend to prefer, but I've been leaning more towards the foaming ones recently. Both of them were good. They're their fall scents. I think this one was more of my husband's favorite. I think he liked this one better, but both of them are good fall scents. They're not too bakery scented, which he hates, so I'm trying to get these for him more often. Next thing that I have are vitamins. These are the Nature's Bounty Optimal Solutions Extra Strength Hair, Skin, and Nail Vitamins. They're argan infused. These are pretty nice. They're just like these little pink capsules. They taste okay, like they don't taste gross going down or anything like that. I like them. They're pretty cheap. They're like 10 bucks at Walmart. They last about a month and a half or so, or not Walmart, Target. So I'll continue to buy these. I like having vitamins because my nails grow in a little bit stronger, my hair grows a little bit faster. I like them. They're good. And my last thing for this Empties video is the Beauty Blender Liquid Blender Cleanser. This I got as a sample from Sephora. I really liked it. I've been using the Dr. Bronner's bar soap recently, and sometimes that doesn't rinse out of my brushes very well, and this cleaned my brushes really well with them rinsing clean, which I preferred, obviously. This was really nice. I probably wouldn't buy the full size because I'm kind of cheap and I don't really want to pay for the full size of these, but I might look into like the Dr. Bronner's liquid soap and doing that instead. Maybe it would rinse my brushes a little bit cleaner. Sorry if the lighting or positioning or whatever just changed. I'm having a huge struggle today. So anyway, so if you guys have any good suggestions for brush cleaners, I have the Cinema Secrets one I got because everybody talks about it, but it's so expensive and the smell is so strong on that before it dries that I hate using it unless I really have to and I need to clean a brush quickly. Other than that, I don't really love using those. So if you guys have any good suggestions, leave those in the comments down below. So that's it for this Empties video. I'm sorry if it was crazy long. I didn't realize how much stuff I had until I actually went to film this. So I'll try to be better about that next time so it's not quite as long. If you have done an Empties video recently or have any thoughts on any of the products that I mentioned, I'd love to see those in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.